Yo, 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 yo.
What's going on? We are back once again, Coplaymedia, right here on Rip Radio Network.
Yeah.
And we got a special guest today, don't we?
We got guests, man. We got guests, dog.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Straight from the MTR Network, we have Rob and Dan. Let's give them a big hand, everybody. Yeah. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
What's going on, guys?
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you. Have to be quite robust here. Appreciate the invite, and it's a pleasure for us to be here.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So just so we have a little background with it, we met you guys at the Baltimore Podcast Festival, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And we all kind of, did our thing, make sure we linked up, and we said we want to do a show with you guys. You guys are very talented individuals. You guys have been doing this for a while. Of course, we're going to get down to an interview with both you guys.
Oh, thank you.
But for right now, you want to hop into the current events?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So the first thing that we got is, there's been a lot of political talk going on around here. And I just want to take a second, get away from all the bad stuff that's been going on, and talk about how other countries are getting down. We got Japanese politicians cosplaying as anime characters.
So
I think it's awesome.
I think it's cool, too.
I do too.
Yeah, so we're all in agreement. So what do you think about this? I mean, do you think this is something that should be... Now, obviously, it's part of the Japanese culture, of course, with the cosplay and everything, right?
Yeah.
So can you imagine one of our politicians just coming out dressed as, I don't know, Bozo the Clown or something like that? I don't know. What were your thoughts be on that?
If he
That's
came
not
out...
very anime.
If he came out dressed as...
anime or comic books.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
Yeah.
If he came out dressed up as, Cable... You know what I'm saying? That would be vicious.
Cable.
You know what I'm saying? Came out with the gun and he had a metal arm. I'd be like, I'd vote for him.
I don't know. Nowadays, I'm like, are you preparing for something or what's going on?
Well, here's the thing. Dan and I, we talked about this a little bit the other day. I feel like our current administration is led by the Red Skull. It's just going to be one of those things rip.
Right.
And oh, that's not flesh. That's... makes sense.
Exactly.
Right. All along.
Right on time.
Oh, my goodness.
Like Scooby-Doo villain that shit.
Right. Exactly. I think that would be a pretty good cosplay, though.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a vicious cosplay.
Even if you want anime, could it be who's the dude King Bradley from Full Metal Alchemist?
Yes!
That would be stellar.
The Führer.
It's like my child, Burn Trump is friggin',
You see Trump, he just takes out one of his contacts and shit, the Humoculus sign.
Can you imagine if he just walked out as Jiraiya or something like that? Just dancing his way out.
You like my costume? My costume is great. Look at my hair; it's huge. My jutsu is amazing.
But I don't think that could riot in America, especially nowadays with everything that's going on.
Yeah.
I feel like, in our society and the way it is, it's just going to completely turn the other cheek on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Haters.
Yeah,
haters.
too many haters, too much controversy,
We got
right?
so much going on. You need to be focused on that instead of dressing as Goku.
Yeah,
What are you dressing up for?
Yeah.
There are no conventions in town. Brr. All the
Like-
comments. The comments would just be so
Comments would
negative
be
in this
would
country.
be flooding in. Yeah, but I feel as if if your state or country or whatever is in a good place, then everybody would be juiced if you came in dressed as Jax or, you know what I'm saying, Scorpion or somebody. That shit would be fire. I think it would be awesome.
Yeah.
I dig a commitment to the art. When I go to a convention, when you go to the Baltimore Comic Con or something, man, you'll see all right, that's a trash cosplay. You did it though. I appreciate that.
You attempted.
And then you'll see someone who committed to it. He's in full blade regalia, fangs, and he's throwing out the sword and whatever. You're all right, I would vote for you. I want to follow your platform, sir. How can we make this happen?
So, random question.
Sure.
What would you guys want if he would do it? If he would listen to you, what would you guys have Trump cosplay as?
Oh, man.
Mojo.
Yeah.
Mojo. X-Men. Mojo.
Really
Yeah.
nice.
Yep.
Nice.
Good pull. Mr. Popo, because of his issues with the black.
Yeah.
Just oh, okay. I get it. Yeah.
That's tight.
I don't know. I want him to dress as One Punch Man. Just come out regular with the costume out, shave your head.
Shave your head. Get rid of that wig shit, man. Get rid of that shit.
Just
give
give it
it
up.
up.
That'd be the main reason. Just shave the head.
How much respect would he get if he just shaved that rat's nest
You know,
off?
right,
I mean,
you know
everybody
what?
makes fun of it.
Right,
I would
exactly.
respect it.
It's an
Have you-
obvious punchline.
Have you seen his doctor? His doctor just has just hair and it's flowing down and it's
What?
just the top of his head.
That's
He's got
weird.
the same haircut as Trump.
Ugh.
They put some weird stuff in their hair to make it grow out like that.
What would you think, D? If you could choose one for
This is
Trump.
gonna be weird, and nobody knows. Well, I know you probably don't know this anime. Gin from Gintama.
Nah, I don't know that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
We're not so dark there. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I'm glad somebody got it there. I'm glad.
What's so special about Gin?
Because he's an asshole.
Well, I mean, that's what you want.
That's what you want. Like, oh, okay. Like, he's an asshole. I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
Indicative of the country in some way.
Exactly.
At least how it's perceived.
I feel as if it's poetically correct.
Nice.
So, the next thing that we got is the Madison Square Garden Company acquires controlling stake in Counter Logic Gaming.
So there's been a big investment and a big kind of rat race just to have a piece of the video game industry as far as esports are concerned, right?
Coming, man.
And it's just steadily coming up as far as the Madison Square Garden group even getting involved. So what do you guys think about the rise of esports in general and people actually investing money into it to be a part of that process?
I mean, would that whole Rocket League thing be considered like an esport?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I get weird about it. Like, if I'm watching, like, I'll watch wrestling, I'll see someone, like, get a DDT or something, and immediately it's like, yeah, so sign up for Rocket League. I was like, what is this rubbish? It's like, oh, so soccer and, like, dune buggies or something?
Right.
It comes off as a reach in some instances, and it's like, if it makes sense for you to partner with, hard P, for you to partner with a company, then fine. But if it's like, yeah, we just need to get this property, then it turns into comic book movies a few years ago. Everybody wants one, but it might not make sense for you to have it.
Right. It may not be a perfect marriage, is what you're saying.
It does feel like it feels exactly like that because I mean you could see in the last few years esports has been on the rise, especially with things like Street Fighter and everything. So I mean it's cool because it just means the venue's going to be there. It's a dedicated we're buying into this esports nonsense, so we're definitely putting on some esports events.
Right.
So maybe that'll lead to either new events or additional events or just bigger events. I mean, I like it. I don't have a problem with it. Wasn't I think I saw on Kotaku recently the guy who owns Arsenal and like 2 other LA teams.
Right, I did hear something about that. Yeah.
Recently bought an esports team
Right.
for the Overwatch League or
Yes.
something
Right,
like
exactly.
It was
Yes.
like $20 million.
that. Yeah, $20 million.
$20 million fucking dollars.
But that's the big thing about it. If you think about it, like, I have the Redskins hat and jersey on. If you were in the beginning of the process where they first created this team and football was becoming big, you'd be one of the first investors with it.
You'd be making
Each team is almost worth $1 billion. You know what I mean?
God, yes.
Some more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So imagine if you were the first one to invest in the Dallas Cowboys.
You're getting
And I think that's
hundreds
the
of
way
millions
people
of
are
dollars.
seeing it
I mean,
nowadays.
with how big that, like, I always go back to that Ray Lewis quote on one of those commercials. He's like, I don't play fantasy football, I play for real football. And it's almost an extension of seeing how successful this not tangible version of whatever the sport is. So in getting in on the ground floor or something like that, it would make sense. Like, for all these people that came out with this cousin of gambling thing that we call fantasy or
Fantasy football, yeah.
Nice way to put it.
but
It's the truth.
People are making bread off of it, so this may be the next jump to it, or like a tangent to it, and investing into these, esports.
I mean, I think it's amazing. Like, with the amount of money that people are putting into video games, I'm hoping that we start seeing a market of gambling coming on video games.
Yeah.
Because I would like to make money off of video games, and the more avenues that I can make money off of video games, is
Fantasy
better.
esports.
Fantasy esports. Bet on me.
I got punked
bet
to
on
win.
me.
I got punked to win the
Be Paul
Capcom
Newman,
Cup.
like-
Right. And
Could
real
you imagine,
quick,
like, you got one match, 12 grand riding on it. Like, oh, shit.
Where's the
Justin
big-
Wong better come through. I swear to goodness.
right.
Getting your legs broke off of an Overwatch.
Virtual legs broken. Holy shit.
Someone just having a bat in their hand, just like, you know what? About to break your legs, buddy. Anyways, moving on. Speaking of Justin Wong, like you just mentioned, obviously there's a new set of rules for these Evo tournaments now. You know what I mean? Obviously, we know Evo tournaments are like the top version of these fighting game tournaments.
That's like the quintessential, isn't it?
Right, exactly.
If you're an Evo, you're vicious.
If
Right.
you win Evo, you automatically get signed to a team. I think that happened to Fudo a couple years ago. That's
Yeah.
when
Yes,
he
it
turned
did.
pro.
Yes, it did.
Yeah. I love that little guy.
So,
Immediate pro.
and it's competitive. It really is like one of the top tournaments you can ever see.
Yeah.
If you
Oh,
ever
yeah.
have the chance, you need to check it out. But they have a new set of rules now. So now you know how they have the coaching, right? They have a new set of rules where they can only coach for 30 seconds in between battles, and then they have to like get out the way.
Yep.
And first off, I want to know is what do you guys think about being coached during a fighting game tournament? Do you guys agree with that, or is it
I agree
style?
with it. I agree with it. I mean, it's like being in a boxing match and somebody giving you, you know what I'm saying, giving you 30 seconds of, because you're in the match, you don't know what's going on, you don't have that clear sight because you get, you know what I'm saying? So somebody just being like, yo, watch out for low attacks, you know what I'm saying? Counter with the grab or something, like, you know, you need to jump at these times, watch out for this. And it's one of those things of somebody just giving you some advice.
He's dropping his left, man. He's dropping his
left.
Right.
Dominate over that, man.
Sweep the leg.
It reminds me because of the. I don't think of like when it comes to boxing, like I feel like that's in between or what have you. So when you said it, I immediately thought of like a pitching coach coming out there. It's like, so your fastball is trash. Go with the slider. He can't hit that. Right. I'll be back. And the fact that it's only like 30 seconds or what have you.
Right.
So. I mean, I dig it. I mean, I think it helps in terms of like strategy and kind of, you know, making it into more of that sports kind of background, that sports idea.
Me, I'm a little against it. I mean, I don't really agree with the coaching during the fighting game. I mean, I'm the one. Okay, so you brought up good situations for it. You know what I'm saying? I get the boxing, I get the pitching coach, I get that. But with the fighting game, it's different because I'm the one who has to feel that out. I'm the one that has to feel how that battle's going. There's nothing you can tell me within a battle, you know, in a fighting game battle, when somebody's watching and someone's trying to tell you what to do, you're already feeling that process out if you're at a certain level. You know what I mean? Right. Not to say it couldn't help to get advice, but I don't think that's the best thing, especially with dealing with the fighting game.
See, I'm with you on that one, Reggie. I mean, okay, I get it. If you can spend that money, sure. If you can make that money, sure. But it should be in between sets, you know? Like, it shouldn't be like, okay, you won one, and then you get to be coached a little bit, and then you go into the second round of the 3-set. It should be in between sets, I feel, only. You know what I mean? Like, because like you said, you have to feel it out yourself. Right. So there's nothing a person can say to you after losing 2 rounds that's going to get you
right.
You know,
exactly
back to the winner's circle, except for you.
And you got to think about it, like these people play online all the time, right? So they've seen all types of different styles. Now I get it. There's going to be that style that you weren't ready for, but it's up to you to adapt yourself to that situation to be able to beat that person.
Could we have like that whole team? Like you get a cut man when you get that callus on your thumb. Got somebody coming over to the spit bucket. They're like, son, too much Mountain Dew. You got to get rid of that.
Have a personal masseuse come up between rounds.
Here's a Red Bull, like. Have the chin,
you got
the elbow in your shoulder blade, like
got these kinks out real quick.
You know what I'm saying? They put Neosporin on your thumb.
Nice.
Right. Exactly. That's terrible.
You gotta cut me, Meg. You gotta cut me.
Right. Icy hot and stuff.
Cut my thumb.
Cut it off. Pull a full Ronnie Lott and just cut it off.
Wow. Nice roll.
Okay, so hey, that was current events. First off, before we move on from current events, just a real quick topic to touch on. Solar eclipse. Are you guys excited or are you guys happy about it?
I'm gonna keep my ass inside and hope that Donald Trump doesn't grow wings.
What?
Yes.
What is this? What do you expect to happen?
I don't think anything is going to happen. It's a rare event. It happens every 100 years. Everyone at work is talking about it.
Right.
To be honest, there's a lot of glasses that are going out that will not protect your eyes from the sun. So a lot of people are about to put these flimsy things on, look directly into the sun, and go blind.
I heard the glasses do help. Do they not help?
There's certain ones that do help, but there's been large shipments of ones that do not have the correct level of eye protection. That's been it's actually being recalled on Amazon. I'm a huge Amazon fan.
What I ultimately think is going to happen is 2-tiered. I think one, because I believe that movies are based in reality. We're going to have a bunch of like Vin Diesels from Pitch Black walking around after this eclipse.
I'm about to say, yo, we getting superpowers?
That's what I was going to say. I'm staying indoors, but I hope I get my powers.
I'm going to get the Sharingan by staring into the sun.
I can see!
Then I'll end up like, dear, just take me to the hospital. I think something is wrong here.
And I think next, I think I personally would turn into like a werewolf or something.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's just like, oh, wow, that's what happens. I become a beast every 100 years.
So you guys are in fear.
I've been here before.
So anyway, that was the current events, and we're gonna move on to the interview with the MTR.
Yeah,
all right. So first question for you guys. Of course, we want to thank you guys for showing up here. So let's get right into it. Tell us about your podcast. What do you guys talk about?
Well,
Well, wait. Let's take it back. So, how did you guys meet?
Oh, you want to do that? Well, okay. How did you guys? That is a good question. How did you guys meet?
College.
Yeah.
Like, what was this? Like, how many years ago, man?
2004.
Yeah, Morgan State University.
Morgan State.
Yeah.
Hanging outside one of the buildings.
Dan was posing as like a black revolutionary, and then I was posing as a preppy, like I was wearing like the over the shoulder scarf thing, and was wearing Doc Martens all the time and listening to punk music. And whatever reason, no, the reality of it is this. I was trying to develop the backstory that's not real.
He really developed that story, though.
It's so. Oh man.
The backstory is this, and correct me whenever I'm wrong here. Correct me. I remember Dan and I had this English class together, and I thought his name was actually his last name because the professor would say, "Yeah, so Dobry Daniel," and I'm like, "Who has that name?" And I know.
Funny thing is that always pissed me off.
I thought it
It's
was
like,
great.
Just call me Mr. Dobry or just call me Daniel. It doesn't matter. Just
They put
Right.
a S on
Dobry
my
Daniel.
name.
That's not my name.
Like,
He wouldn't raise his hand, just be like, "Nah, it's not me."
they would call me Roberts. It was just an S. I was like, what? It's like, is it multiple of me? I'm like, I know I'm a larger lad, but what the hell? But I noticed he had like the straight edge going on, and that's what you were going by at the time.
Yeah,
And I was like, a straight edge, man, and no one else got it. And we started talking about music. I think we started talking about the bravery.
The bravery and AFI. I
we
definitely
became
remember
friends.
talking about AFI with you first.
Yeah, and I think it was a few years after that I saw him at a comic shop, and we started chopping it up, and then just contact. Then eventually, like 2010, maybe, just the universes aligned. It was like, yo, I'm doing this podcast. You trying to come through?
Well,
And then we started just doing that. I think the first episode he and I did was around the time of the World Cup.
Yeah.
Because we were talking about
Yeah.
Vuvuzella's very heavy.
Nice.
oh yeah, big
nice.
time.
That's tight.
And I never left. I
No,
was
never
just brought
left.
on as like a guest at first, and then I became a co-host. And he can't get rid of me now.
Hetero life.
I'm in
My
there.
hetero life mate right there.
So let's go into the podcast. Like, what do you guys talk about? How did you come up with the premise of it, the name? Let's talk about it.
So with the podcast, I was doing a whole Joe job, making a lot of money in this area actually, and I was just like unhappy, like making a lot of money but not feeling fulfilled creatively.
I know. Don't you hate when that happens?
It's the worst.
So much.
Worse, man.
Yeah.
So I was out at dinner. Dan wasn't in the original cast. I had a different group in the original cast, and I was just like, you guys are my mastermind team, and that was the original name of the show, Mastermind Team's Robcast. And I felt kind of gauche doing it. And because you're wearing that Redskins jersey, I got to throw out a little bit of that first episode.
Oh, yeah?
The first episode,
Oh.
I just slandered Albert Hainsworth. That showed you how long ago it was.
Really? Wow.
I was like-
because everybody, yeah, trust me, I know what you're talking about.
All I said was, it was like 15 minutes, and that was just my first time trying to record. And I was like, man, I'm 350. I can take on a few tackles. I can be Albert Hainsworth. Why can't I get this $100 million contract?
Right, exactly.
So, and just kind of
Wasn't worth not one penny of it.
not a penny. I think in summation of what we do is shifted from just being current events and presenting whatever our personalities are, our perspectives on a specific topic. I think that we can talk about nearly anything. So, having some background, some research, you have an opinion on it, and you kind of speak to what your opinion is. And that's, in summation, kind of what we do. And in expanding and being a network, Dan has done a show called Geek Stuff, where he covers a little bit of everything that he's into, and that's his own brand.
Nice.
The main show is this one. We just hit our 200th episode.
Wow. 200 episodes. Wow, that's crazy. That's a lot.
Surprisingly,
Yeah.
And how we introed the show is like, so we've had 199 false starts, so we'll finally get to first down here.
Technically we're on like maybe 205 because we did several non-canonical episodes.
Yeah, I was like,
Leading
lost
into
episodes.
200, yeah,
Right.
because we were really trying to put together something big for number 200, but just couldn't get the schedules to work.
Yeah.
So every time we would get together to record, like it was 200, it's like, nope, we're doing non-con. It's a non-con episode, and then we just decide, screw it, we're doing it like we always do, the two of us, and I feel like we knocked it out of the park. I haven't seen the
think we
reviews
crushed
yet.
it. I think we crushed it. But we try to talk about a little bit of everything. So in that most recent episode, we talked about the stuff that's going on in Charlottesville. We talked about Hooters,
The Guapo Grill.
the
Wait,
Guapo
what's
Grill.
wrong with Hooters?
We talked about this a little
We
bit.
talked about.
What's wrong with Hooters? I love Hooters. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Are
Go
we
ahead. Say
talking
your
about
spiel.
the restaurant?
Go ahead.
Okay, so apparently Pornhub, they did this thing. They did this whole algorithm, this analysis of people who are the demographic of 17 to 24 who are looking for like butt porn, whereas the demographic like 55 to 64 is looking at boob porn. So they're saying Hooters, their sales are suffering.
Look at
because
Dee's face right
millennials
now.
aren't coming.
I'm so intrigued. Like,
because millennials aren't coming. So, maybe having more of that tilted kilt flair, maybe having more butt cheeks and biscuits or something would be the move one would want, but titties and wings ain't working.
Can we open that store, Butt Cheeks and Biscuits?
Yes.
Butt cheeks and biscuits.
Yeah.
I'm all about
butt
it.
cheeks and biscuits.
We need to copyright that right now.
Buttermilk that shit.
I'd go.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Would you want to see some butt cheeks when you have your biscuits for breakfast? You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's all I did in New Orleans. I mean,
What did this show just become right now?
this is what the Robcast turned into.
This is taste of it, right?
Yeah, I mean, literally, we go into a little bit of everything, man.
just soften it up. Just
Yeah. With some of that red eye gravy, a little bit of that with the coffee in there, yeah.
Come on. All right, so going back, so our show's about video games and anime, right?
By the way, in Injustice,
it's awesome.
Starfire looks real sexy. That ass.
And I will say this: like the first time we met you guys, like listening to you guys do your show, I mean, I was the one that gave you guys gave you the standing ovation for Final Fantasy VIII. I knew I was like, I'm gonna love these dudes as soon as you mentioned
man.
that.
I
Because
appreciate
nobody appreciates that game like they should.
Nobody does.
The junction system sucks. I'm willing to admit that,
Yes.
but that game was so beautiful.
Yes.
And just as Final Fantasy VIII, yes,
it
Yes.
was.
I had to.
Is,
I
it,
had
is it the
to.
best Final Fantasy of all time?
Nah.
I wouldn't say that.
Is it?
It's not the best, but it's
really good.
It's really good.
Oh, I know it's really good.
The story,
I'm actually with you on it.
and it
Yeah.
was like, I mean, that was the first game where it took them to full-size figures, where it's like, all right, not chibi little guys running around anymore.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Loved that game. The card game, all that.
The
but
card
I
game
love
was-
the card game.
the card
too.
game was vicious.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's not as good as Blitzball though.
Yes, it is.
You know, it's not.
I don't like Blitzball.
I didn't
What's
like-
wrong
I
with you
didn't-
guys?
Yeah.
I'm so tired of people hating on
Everybody shipped away like, I don't like Blitzball.
What?
No,
Final Fantasy X
I'll fuck with it.
is one of the best Final Fantasies of all time. Easy. It's the first one they could talk. They could speak.
Orn was the man. Orn was the man.
Anyway, going back to subject. So, what video games are you guys playing right now?
Oh yeah.
I'm playing Injustice, man. That's just what I've been.
Injustice.
Loves Injustice.
Gearing up.
I can't stand Injustice because
What?
it plays like Mortal Kombat, and I don't like Mortal Kombat because Mortal Kombat sucks. Those combo system sucks. Fatalities are overdone.
Toasty.
And toasty. that shit was funny. That shit was funny. But it's hard for me to get into Injustice.
So, who do you play with in Injustice?
I've been trying to get everyone up to a 20, but right now I'm at a 20 with Batman. Obviously, he has the best moveset.
Is he
in
like
there.
the fan favorite in that game, or
He's the easiest one to learn.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he's
is he like
got
the Scorpion?
The well-rounded. Yeah, I'd call him the
Yeah.
Scorpion. He's got the fucking instead of
grappling-
you coming
the
in,
grappling hook.
grappling
Yeah.
you.
So he has to get over here.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm on my way.
Yeah. Here I come.
W engine.
Yeah.
But I do like Catwoman's moveset on there as well, because she has this feline like Matrix move that she just evades.
Really?
And then it's pretty cool. Her special move is trash though.
Oh, really?
What did she do? Like run a motorcycle into you or something?
Yeah,
That's absolutely what she
actually
does.
Are you
That's actually
serious?
her finisher. Yeah.
Are you serious? You know I was being sarcastic, right?
What she does is this. It's the distance. Like you have to be either someone super tall for her to connect,
Yeah.
or you're gonna miss. But she jumps in like this friggin' like diving kick, and then she hits you twice, and then somehow it's a cut scene to her being on a bike.
What?
And then the whip to your ankles, and she's dragging you.
So she uses the whip.
Yeah.
and then flips off of the bike, and the bike somehow flips and crushes and explodes on you.
Something like that.
So what's like a perfect finisher for her if you were to make it up? Scratch claws or something like that, or just
one of
summons
her
a bunch of
combos,
cats.
I would take money
And
bags.
a bunch of feral cats.
Yeah, you know,
Yes.
a bunch of alley
Oh,
cats.
yes.
Just
Throw
That'd
off
be
the top
even
of the
better.
building.
Yeah.
Actually, that'd be vicious.
right.
Go
I
Batman
like that.
Returns.
I like
Have
that.
Christopher Walken throw off of a building.
Dan, what
tight.
game are you playing right now?
Well, thanks to Prime Day, I'm playing Ghost Recon Wildland or whatever. I'm
Ghost
kind of
Recon fan, huh?
I'm cooling on it because it just feels like it's the same thing over and over. It's awesome because my review of it was it's Grand Theft Auto for the good guys. Because the whole plot is this cartel turned Bolivia into a narco state, and you're one of 4 ghosts that go in to have to. You pretty much kill everybody in the cartel. It's fun. But like again, it's starting to get a little repetitive. I've been juggling between that and thanks to Prime Day, Tekken 7. Oh my God, I love.
Tekken 7.
I'm a beast with Lucky Chloe.
Really?
Oh, I love Lucky Chloe.
Interesting choice.
I love her. She's different. I just like her.
We gotta get together. We gotta get together. We gotta go.
Yeah,
we gotta go.
We can fight this out.
Oh yeah,
we can fight this out.
Yes.
And Injustice 2, I just can't get off of. Like I was wanting to enter game tournaments for Street Fighter.
Yeah.
And I cannot get it with Street Fighter.
Yeah, just people. It's almost like it's gotten too advanced now. People are like more into it now, so it's
meta.
like it's tough to catch up with that game. So you both play Injustice. Who usually wins?
Well, we haven't played each other yet. There's been some shit talk.
He's been chickening out.
I haven't chickened out of nothing, son.
He's gone Floyd Mayweather on me.
The contract has to look
He's like,
right.
Rob's been juicing.
Nah, what is it? Red Hood and Blue Beetle. They're my dudes.
Oh,
I've gotten down
Red
with
Hood
Blue
is
Beetle,
my
by the
main.
way.
Blue Beetle
Blue
is tight.
Beetle is my second. I love Blue Beetle in this game, but as soon as Red Hood came out, man, oh my God, the gun spin! I love catching people with that counter. I just stand there, and as soon as someone comes at me, it's just flip the guns, you're done. It's man.
That's a rap line, by the way.
We gotta write that down.
They make me want to get into Injustice a little bit. I mean, should we give it a try?
I'm straight.
Sub-Zero's in it now.
I'm good.
Yeah, I saw the Sub-Zero. Yeah,
Sub-Zero's in it. Raiden's coming.
Sub-Zero has this dope thing where he freezes like a copy of himself and he throws it at you.
Yeah, and that's
And
like
can you
his
do that
special.
twice?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like you can jump back twice and do it, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
And if
nice.
you hit it, you're frozen. And he has this ice pick thing where he pops up behind you, stabs you in the back, and then stabs you in the stomach.
Yep.
Oh wow.
It's pretty dope.
Yeah.
So he's like one of the
Sub-Zero's
best
alright.
characters in the game now.
I don't like it.
I wouldn't
I
say
mean,
that.
I'm sure
Batman's still king.
I'm sure he's
Always.
comparable. Like
Sadly.
I'm sure he's not whack. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just
Nah.
waiting for Black Manta, though. That's who I
Black
want to see.
Manta's
as
coming. Yeah, so far, what is it? Starfire, Red Hood, and Sub-Zero have come out.
Yeah.
Black Manta, Raiden, they're coming. A couple are just skins, but then
You got
there's
the Vixen skin for Cheetah, so you
Yeah.
know Black Power, make her that.
I
Yeah.
immediately bought Mr. Freeze with my in-game money.
Mr. Freeze?
Yeah, oh my God, because Captain Cold is in the game, and one of the skins for him is Mr. Freeze.
I didn't know
That's
this.
tight.
Now I have to make
That's
Mr.
tight.
Freeze.
Oh, dude, well, you didn't you buy?
I bought the Ultimate Edition.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Yeah,
And you can make the Green Lantern John Stewart.
yeah, which is dope.
Not
What?
the comedian.
I was about to say John Stewart. So he's gonna.
The Jewish Green Lantern. Time for the news.
Good.
Your moment of Zen, zoom.
But then he sounds like the voice acting. It's a lot of the guys who've done it on TV. So
Yeah, the
dude
voice
that's
acting
actually
is
the voice
completely
Is on par.
Oh
It's
my God,
good.
it's so good.
And that's so
story's really
important to
good,
those
too.
type of games too, because it sounds so whack when it's not done right.
Right.
You know what I mean? With the voice acting and the fighting games, especially it's based off of cartoons.
If it's not
and
done
movies.
right, it's done wrong.
Oh, they did it. I mean, they knocked it out of the park with Injustice too.
I heard the story
Yeah.
mode is great too.
I like they had like a thing where they clash and they always got
Yes.
some
Yeah.
smart shit to say. Like they always be like, I'm
like,
gonna rough
yeah.
you. I'm gonna rough you up. Like we'll see what who gets roughed up or something like that.
I'm gonna
Like,
knock you over the head, Damien.
yeah, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
To the Batwing.
And hit you
Joker-
over the head with a hammer.
Joker and Red Hood, I still haven't had that matchup yet, but I'm waiting for that back and forth because it's like every character has a different quip. With
Yeah.
all of them.
Matchup.
Yeah, oh my God. Every single matchup, they have something quippy to say to each other. And of course, if it's like the Bat family, they'll say something a little bit more,
Right.
you know.
Batman talks great
Well,
shit on there.
my favorite in the story mode.
Like Birdman level shit.
You know it's already over, right?
he's like, Bird, you ain't fast enough. You lost a step. I'm like, damn.
Right?
You talking to the Flash
Yeah.
like that?
But no, like my favorite in the story mode when you can choose the fight between Catwoman or Poison Ivy. I
Yeah.
chose Catwoman. So when you beat Poison Ivy, Selena just looks at her and says, "Well, so much for the Gotham City Sirens." And then it goes on. Yeah. There's some really good references.
Yeah.
Really good.
tight.
References
So we
if you're a
got to
comic
really look
guy.
into this Injustice thing when we get a chance. Do you guys have any projects coming up or anything you want to let the people know
Wait.
about?
What
Oh.
anime you guys?
Oh
watch?
yeah, well, yeah,
anime.
yeah.
Dragon Ball Super.
Really?
I have never been a Dragon Ball fan. I had a friend in high school who wanted to pretty much dictate to me every episode of Dragon Ball while I'm trying to do study hall. And it's like there's too much of it. I'll never be able to watch all of Dragon Ball Z. And then Dragon Ball Super started. Well, that and Kai. And I
Yeah,
was
Kai
like,
is trash.
Yeah,
I
kind yeah.
I have no
It's like the
opinion of
dumbed-down
Kai,
version.
but I
Yeah.
love Lord Beerus. I
Lord
love
Beerus is
Lord
cool.
Beerus. So
yeah.
I
He's
was
the best thing that ever happened.
right?
Yeah.
I'm coming to this world to destroy it, and I'm a cat man.
Right.
I'm in. I'm so in, and
literally,
I've really been enjoying it. I've been
see what he
enjoying
does.
it.
Especially like when him and Goku first got into it, and
Yes.
just like, this is easy. Like, you're not ready. You know what I
Because
mean?
all Goku wants to do is fight people just
Right.
for the fun of it, and it's like, I should have been into it sooner, but I'm at least happy I have one Dragon Ball series I can say I'm into.
That's what's up.
That's
Yeah.
good. That's good.
Yeah.
It's weird to see somebody that starts at Super.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you don't really see that too often.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Because
yeah.
I grew up on Z. I grew up on Z. And
Yeah.
Ball
original.
and Z.
Yeah, Ball and Z. Yeah.
See, I was too busy paying attention to like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ghostbusters,
Ghostbusters.
the real Ghostbusters, the new Ghostbusters,
Extreme Ghostbusters.
Extreme Ghostbusters.
you know,
I remember
Batman
that
the
shit.
animated series,
Oh,
Batman
yeah,
and
that was
Robin
big,
the animated
yeah.
series. You know,
X-Men.
that's
X-Men.
where I was.
Oh, man.
X-Men,
We're
yes.
revolutionary.
Who
Revolutionary.
didn't watch X-Men? If you
Oh,
didn't watch
man.
X-Men, you were just out the loop.
You just had too much going on
Yeah,
Saturdays.
with-
You
yeah,
weren't a regular
right.
kid
What?
on a
I used
Saturday.
to wake up for that, like, oh, I'm
Right?
watching
With the
X-Men.
big bowl of cereal,
Right,
like,
yeah. Remember Gargoyles, all that, all
Yeah,
those,
so
all those
good. Oh,
shows.
Gargoyles.
Eating the cat.
was vicious.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Hey, man, what about SWAT Cast, man? No.
Oh, SWAT Cast was vicious.
I forgot all about
SWAT Cast was
man.
vicious.
Hello,
That's
David.
really taking it.
David Letterman.
Dog.
As far as the animes that I'm watching, what I end up doing is going back to stuff that, for the culture, it has a really dope reputation, and I just have just missed it or what have you. So I've gone back from the beginning and watched the Japanese but dubbed version of the original Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
where you get like friggin' Goku's dick on air or what have you. I'm like, oh wow.
Yep.
What?
Goku flashes a lot, and there's a funny joke with him and Bulma. He tries to go to sleep, and he's like, "There's nothing to lay on." Ew. Seems strange.
Oh,
This-
weird.
Some strange.
Naruto as well. But as far as
Naruto.
current stuff, I've been watching. What is it? Tokyo Ghoul.
Tokyo Ghoul's good, yeah.
Nice.
And there was something like, it's a meme. Sometimes I get caught up with memes. So that one where it's like the guy with the blonde hair, I think it's Gundam, and he's like, just came here to laugh at you. And I just watched that just to hear him watch that. Say
just
that.
because of that.
Came here to laugh at you.
It's really good.
We actually did a top 10 Naruto fights on here a couple weeks back. Well, would you have a favorite like Naruto fights? Did you mention that one?
Did you guys watch Naruto?
Yeah, he watched Naruto.
Yeah,
Never really committed.
Really?
Saw it, I liked it, just did not commit to it.
You're
Oh,
smart.
yeah.
You're
Wow,
smart.
Really?
I think it was maybe in some of the trials and correct, and I'm probably gonna be wrong here, but I noticed I like a lot of Rock Lee's fights.
Oh yeah.
Because
yeah.
like I got the bushy brow right, so I gotta like support my man. So
Rock Lee is that dude.
whatever
he
he's
is.
doing, whatever his thing is, I'm with it.
Yeah.
But I think where I'm at right now is when Shippuden starts. So it's I think they're like in a cave or some shit at the very.
Oh, you're in the very, very,
Yeah.
very beginning.
Yes.
Oh man,
I
they
know
go.
there's
when
a
they
lot
try
for
to
me.
find Sasuke. Right?
Oh, did they find Sasuke where he had his hand? Like, yo, I'm about to end
No,
all
they
you guys
haven't
right
found
now.
him yet.
Woo! Like, no, I shouldn't.
That's when it starts to go down.
So like so that answer would be TBA at this point. Or TBD.
I'm a big hero right now of My Hero Academia. My Hero Academia is really good. It's kind of Naruto-ish, but instead of like we needed to, depend on teamwork, it's like, yo, you need to man up. Like everybody's like, yo, we heroes, you got to man up. Like, hey, every man for himself, man up. Like, I really like it. I'm a huge fan of it. Yeah.
So, real quick before we cut the break, what projects do you guys have coming up that you want to let people know about, and how do they find your network? How do they watch you guys?
Dan, if you will.
Well, you can find us on Twitter at MTR Podcasts. Well, we're both on there with our individual stuff,
Yeah,
but the network is MTR Podcasts. Our website is mtrthenetwork.com.
Not those other guys, by the way.
What other guys? We don't know about it.
We have some doppelgangers out there. We have some bizarro world other podcasters out there, and they're not as good as we are. So yeah, mtrthenetwork.com. We're on iTunes.
Oh, yeah, that's right,
Any place you can
iTunes.
find
Right.
moderately good podcasts. And the Instagram. And
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Facebook.
MTR Podcast on Facebook.
I'm not on Facebook.
Nice.
I'm on Twitter, though.
You're
He's
smart.
faceless.
You're a smart man. You're a smart
I got
man.
off years ago, never looked back. I've been happy ever since.
You probably would
A lot
be,
of
right?
drama.
A lot of drama.
People were telling me my business before I even saw it written on my wall. It's
Yeah.
like they'd get in my face and be like, "Where did you see that? Oh, it's on your wall." Man, I'll keep it
Profile
clean.
delete.
It's all right, man. Nah, you can curse. You can curse.
He's Kid Get Nice on the gram. Feel
There you
free to
go.
slide into his DMs.
On the tweets and the grams.
I'm Lord Lee, MTR on the gram.
Lord Lee.
Yes, Lord Lee of the Baltimore Lees.
There we go.
The King Snake Tulsa Doom.
that is the alias that I've had. Yes. But yeah, definitely, we're on there, and drop us a line, shoot us an email at mtrthenetwork@gmail.com. We like hearing from people.
There you go. There you go. On that note, we will take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have our debate segment.
Yeah, man.
Yay.
Yes.
Yay. Japanese jazz, chill hop.
So, gentlemen, it's time for battle.
Yeah.
The ever popular debate segment.
Yeah.
We'll be talking about 3 different topics. 3?
I can dig it.
Yes. You'll have 1 minute to say your piece.
Awesome.
And then the other person gets their minute. A 30-second rebuttal, 30-second rebuttal. And then the other 2 will judge. If we have a tie, Trump breaks that tie. Got it? So up first is me versus D, the loser,
Are you ready?
who has a history of losing these. Even though he wins sometimes, you still lose.
Then how do I have a record of losing these? Darius loses all the time,
And
except for when he
Darius
doesn't.
The first subject is game-changing console. What's the biggest game-changing console of all time?
You guys about to see the biggest freestyle of all time.
Oh man, you already lost. Okay, whenever you're ready. Okay, we already started. So obviously, when you're talking about game-changing consoles, right? You're talking about the most innovative, the most influential, correct? So when we take a look at this, you're talking about a system that has changed the game and is still affecting it today, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
there you go.
so obviously we're talking about Nintendo in some way, shape, or form with this. You know, when you talk about PlayStation, it's kind of the same thing, Dreamcast, Sega, you know, all those kind of go in the same genre. So the game-changing system of all time is Game Boy, of course. Come on now, are you serious?
I respect that.
It's one of the first cartridge-changing portable devices that you can have, right? And do you guys remember the Tiger Electronic
Oh my God,
portable
I had
toys?
so many of those.
Yeah,
Oh
got
man!
several of those.
Oh
So
my
many.
goodness! We had so many. We had to buy like 8, 10, 12 of them. You know what I mean?
Like at most they were what, $20?
Exactly, exactly. Game Boy changed the game, and it has some of the most iconic games of all time with Tetris, Pokemon series. This is already over. It's Game Boy.
Is this time up?
Yeah, it just ended, man.
All right, are you ready?
There we go. And he has no idea. Go ahead, D.
All right, so I'm gonna actually go with. I'm actually going to go with Dreamcast. And I'm going to tell you why. Dreamcast was actually not a very popular system. It fell due to the lack of marketing that it had. But what I will tell you is that the ingenuity around the system itself was fantastic. The games that it came with were revolutionary. Marvel vs. Capcom, Soul Calibur, a rack of RPGs. It installed, it pre-installed before it was popular for all the other systems. It came with its own internal modem. It came with its own kind of pocket memory that you can take and plug into other controllers, which revolutionized data, in which people had to come up with different ways to do it. I believe that the Dreamcast was one of the first systems to have 4 people playing at the same time, or even just have 4 controllers plugged in at the same time. The graphics that came out were revolutionary. You know, they were beautiful, great games that came. What? I could have kept going.
You BS'd enough.
I could have kept going.
I give you credit, though. It was a decent BS.
Nah. I studied. And I tried really hard, and everybody agrees with me, and it makes sense.
I'm going to go and end him on the 30-second rebuttal,
fuck is
right?
a Game Boy. Fuck Game Boy.
Game Boy? Are you serious?
Game Boy, nigga.
Oh, my goodness.
Nigga, besides Pokemon
the
and Tetris,
disrespect.
nigga,
What do you
besides
mean?
Pokemon and Tetris, I don't know what you're
What
talking
about
about.
Mario? What was it? Mario Island 2?
Yeah,
The
Mario
six,
Island,
6
man.
golden coins.
Fuck outta here, man.
Trust me. We're gonna go to it. Once we get the 30-second clock up, we're gonna go into it. But yeah, come on now. That was a good way to BS it. Good way to BS it. You know what I mean?
Cram session.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You can just run the minute if you want. Then we'll just switch at 30 seconds.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
So when it hits 30, you go, D. Okay? No, actually. Yeah. When it hits 30, you go.
That's cool because I'm ready. I'm prepared. Maybe we're gonna have to count with our fingers. There we go. There we go.
Let's go. Okay, so basically, this is my rebuttal to you: is that Dreamcast, while it was a great system, just didn't last in the game, and we all know that. You can say advertising, whatever it is, but it wasn't innovative enough to last.
Really?
Game Boy has lasted for years. Think about it. Think about all the reincarnations of Game Boy: Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Nintendo DS. All those portable devices that Nintendo has created still exist today. And what does Sega try to come out with? Game Gear? Please.
All right,
still
now
have my
I was about
Game
to say Game Gear was
have my
actually
Game Gear.
a very popular system with better graphics. You know what I'm saying? Better
in color.
games, great color. You know what I'm saying? Actual color and more accessories than you know what to do with.
Actual
the
color.
same thing with Sega Dreamcast. Do you guys remember Seaman? Where you could talk to
Wait, what?
no Seaman, the controller where you could talk to the fish and the fish could speak English.
Yeah, I remember that.
Sega Dreamcast had
remember Aquaman controller?
revolutionary, in which we're talking about revolutionary equipment.
And you're done.
No.
You can't go over the time limit. You cannot go over the time limits.
You were talking during
Judges,
my time.
please judge who won.
Judge, you know I won
This is gonna be
man.
easy.
Don't let Reggie. Don't let Reggie's
We'll
talk.
start with Dan.
Oh, please don't start with me because this is tough. Because I can see where D's coming from with the revolutionariness of
It's the
Dreamcast.
technology.
Because I'm pretty sure they were doing the memory card thing in the controller before PlayStation.
anybody.
Yeah, before PlayStation even decided to do that stuff with the system.
True.
But the Game Boy, I mean, oh my God, it was your best friend growing up because you could just take that on long car rides. I tried taking mine to church a couple times.
Who
Every
didn't?
single time
Who
I
didn't?
stopped.
Oh, yeah.
Every time you better leave that at
Right.
home. Oh,
Trying
come
to take it to
on.
school.
That's why I had my
all the
Sega
time.
Game. That's why I had my Sega Game Gear, man. My Sega Game Gear, even though it took 8
Man,
batteries.
listen, man, you're done.
I feel like the Dreamcast. The Dreamcast was very revolutionary.
It was
for
extremely revolutionary.
the internal bits,
Mm-hmm.
but as far
Yeah.
as longevity, as far as begatting other systems,
Well,
like it all started.
No.
It really all
Let him finish.
started.
Let him finish.
Well,
it
time
really
out.
all started with the Game Boy.
I just want to
It
state
really-
that. I just want to state that it was
Point
unfair
for Reg.
because the Game Boy. Are we going with the original Game Boy? Because I'm going with the system. And if you're talking about each Game
Oh.
Boy,
What do you
mean?
there was a series
No,
of Game
no.
Boys that came out.
First off,
in which
we're
there was the
talking
Game Boy
about
Color,
technicality.
the Game Boy
Technicality.
Small,
No.
Mini.
No.
There was the Game Boy
But
DS.
all you're
There was
doing,
a lot of Game
all
Boys.
you're doing,
There-
all you're doing is further proving my point that the Game Boy was the predecessor.
No.
to all of it.
No. It's one system, so you gotta be talking about one.
So D, calm down.
You gotta be talking
so
about one.
Point for me.
Goddamn.
Go ahead.
As much as I hate to do it to you, D, I got to go with the Game Boy. and this is the only reason why I'm going to go with the Game Boy. Like, both of you have valid points on it, and initially I was thinking of the Dreamcast myself, but I got to go Game Boy because I think this week I saw that either Apple or somebody has this connector where you can use your old Game Boy cartridges and just put it in there. So it's still there and it's translated into that portability of you always having your phone on you. So it's still there. The ghost of Game Boy's past is still haunting us digitally.
It's some bullshit.
No, you lost. I mean, but you still have a chance later on. You have a chance later on. What's the next subject? Looks like I win that one. One for Reg. That's what you get for not being prepared.
Ding, ding.
It was still a good argument, though.
okay.
I give you that
I
on
want
the
this one.
ingenuity
It was a
of that
solid.
system.
Yes.
Thank you.
It was, yeah.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
interesting.
So this one is me versus Rob, and obviously we are big wrestling fans. So we're going to talk about the greatest wrestler of all time. Now, this is very subjective. You know that, right? So
How did I lose an
So-
argument that I posed? I posed all these. I created all these I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So I guess I'll go first.
All right.
Okay.
Reggie, you're losing automatically. You know that. Right?
So
you know that.
In wrestling, there's many different ways to look at it.
Okay.
You have in-ring performance, gimmick, character.
Yeah.
You also have mic skills, your ability to cut a promo, and you have big matches and big moments. That's how I judge these four things.
Sure.
So the easy answer to say is like, okay, Ric Flair. Hope he feels better. Shout out to you. But if you take all these and put it together, and you think about, okay, when was wrestling at its peak? Okay, during Generation X, NWO. And a guy named Stone Cold Steve Austin, right?
Yeah.
And that's why he's my choice.
Okay.
If you think about
Wait,
it,
who?
the way Stone Cold Steve Austin.
What?
If you think of Stone Cold Steve Austin. But if you think about his ability to cut a promo at a whim, his ability to stand toe to toe with The Rock, as far as cutting my skills, is like the best.
Yeah,
His
he did.
character, everybody could relate with it. It
Everybody
didn't matter
likes
who you
Stone
were,
Cold.
what color skin you were, what you thought. Everybody could relate to Stone Cold Steve Austin during that time, and he single-handedly damn near defeated WCW.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I respect that. I'm going to go with, in terms of those four pillars you presented, and size is a big thing for me.
Okay.
I'm going with Taker.
Really?
going with
Okay.
Undertaker.
Can't argue.
You win.
I'm going with Undertaker because, one, we all know wrestling, we all know how it works, but when you win 25, I think what was it, 25 or 24 straight matches at the biggest possible place and doing some of the stuff he did, I mean, that whole walking on the ropes thing, could you see somebody that's 300 pounds doing that?
Right.
And just that tombstone, the tombstone's legit. And the choke slam, the just different iterations, aside from maybe that American Badass phase, he had a
That was awkward.
He had a dope 20 plus years of just killing it and starting off as a jobber.
Yeah,
as Big Texas Red, and just doing his thing and then having the championship pedigree. Mike skills weren't the greatest, but he had the creatures of the night. When you hear that dong, you're like, oh, shit's about to go down.
Oh,
son.
yeah.
Yes. Okay, nice. I can't, Undertaker's one of those guys. We'll start the minute clock again. I'm ready. I'm already ready to go.
All right.
So, you gotta take your time. I'm not gonna overdo my time like some people. All right. So basically, the same way where you hear that doom is the same way when you hear that glass break. Same thing with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And if you think about it, when I think about iconic matches, I mean, I get it. His character is bar none one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
But when I think about big time matches, I feel like Stone Cold had them, and I feel like Undertaker was a big part of that Attitude Era. But if you think back to Stone Cold versus Bret Hart, that iconic match, I don't think Undertaker has a match that's on that level. And that's just what I think about Stone Cold Steve Austin.
And that's
You
the
go ahead,
bottom-
go.
And that's the bottom line.
And that's the bottom line.
The thing with Stone Cold, I felt like his run with WWE was a little short due to the injuries and so on, and it could have ended even more prematurely. He had that injury thing. Undertaker had a lot of injuries, but he was still there even to the bitter end. How many companies was Stone Cold with before that run with WWE when he shaved his head? I remember the Ringmaster.
Yeah.
I remember that $1 Million Championship. Yeah. And, I love the Stunner, but I still got to go with Taker just based on the fact that just longevity and just body of work.
All right, hey, okay. So I thought that was a good debate. I have to dap you up on that. All right, so what are you guys judging?
I'm going on Rob.
Come on, man.
No. It's not out of my saltiness that Rob won, though it does contribute. I am a huge fan of Undertaker. Undertaker's been around for 2 decades. Undertaker has been there, and even though he doesn't have the best best mic skills in the world. He's a centrifugal force when it comes to the WWE. Like, he is in there. He's in there. He runs stuff, and he's a great character.
Still in there.
And, you know, Stone Cold Steve Austin, he's great. I love his attitude. I love everything he does. But he hasn't been in there. He hasn't put in that time. Even The Rock put in more time than Stone Cold Steve Austin. Am I wrong? Around the same time, but more.
Depends on how you look at it. Depends on how you look at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I'm going with Rob.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I ain't forget about Dwayne. So you go with Undertaker?
I'm going with Undertaker. Hands down.
You're done.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Too sweet, too sweet.
I'm going to go with neither. And I'm going to choose Ravishing Rick Rude.
What? Wow.
The only man
Revolutionary.
who could just strut his stuff down the stage, sexually harass a person, and they loved it. Everybody loved it. They looked forward to him. Kiss me.
Val Venus took his gimmick.
Right. Oh, yeah, you
Val
did.
Venus stole his gimmick. Well, if I had to
did.
choose, I would go Taker.
Oh. Man.
It's just, I mean, thinking of some of some of my more favorite moments from WWF. You know, like Undertaker choke slamming Mick Foley through the steel cage at the Hell in the Cell, defeating Yokozuna in the casket match.
Yeah.
All those. Paul Bear. That's all I have to say.
That's true. That's true.
Paul Bearer was vicious.
I can't do the best Paul Bear. Right?
We got about 5 minutes left of the show, so let's get to this last debate right now. So you got that one, man. I give it to you.
Yeah.
The last debate.
Good job, Rob.
Thank you.
What's the last debate, D?
We're doing anime.
Oh, yeah.
Best anime for people who haven't seen anime between me and you,
Oh,
Dan.
I'm
Okay.
so ready for this.
Who goes first? Who goes first?
I am
so
just
ready.
as ready as I was
Who
for the
goes
last
first,
one.
D or Dan?
Okay.
Dan?
That's
Okay.
cool with me.
Dan, go ahead. Let's start the minute clock. Let's do it.
All right, I was gonna say someone give me the signal when I'm up.
Ding, ding.
It's Cowboy Bebop.
Oh!
Hands down, Cowboy Bebop. It's every episode encompasses a different genre of music. The writing, the characters. You fall in love with each character and just how misfitty they are, and the random villains that they're constantly chasing. It's never the same twice. Hell, they put a movie out after the fact that the series was over, and it was still just as good. And I can't remember what area the movie is supposed to fall into, but that anime makes you go through the ringer of emotions. Like, by the end of it, when you get to the Real Folk Blues, you're just ready to cry with that ending theme song. I actually
love
could
that
probably
theme song.
still recite the Real
The
Folk
Real
Blues.
Folks Blues.
Oh my goodness, in Japanese, man, in Japanese.
He doesn't need no help. Go ahead, Dan. You got 9 seconds just to milk it.
I'm just saying.
He's smiling.
What is it?
Right.
Aishite tato
Ishite.
naniku niba.
You just
Yeah, something
insulted
like
a
that.
bunch of
That was a
people.
perfect way to end it. Go ahead, D. Minute up on the clock. You lost.
Did I steal yours? Did I steal yours?
Definitely did. What could compare with Cowboy Bebop? That's really hard. But you know what I'm going to go with? I'm going to go with Dragon Ball Z. And I'm going to tell you why. Dragon Ball Z is the standard anime that most people grew up with coming in.
Yeah.
Dragon Ball Z, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you go into the whole powering thing, but you know what? The storyline was great. It's been going on for like 20, 30 years. Dragon Ball Z came out in the 70s and is still popular to this day. The person who created Dragon Ball Z is pretty much revered in Japan. Dragon Ball Z Goku is one of the most well-known anime figures that's ever existed. You know what I'm saying? Like, dudes still remember the Spirit Bomb to this day, or the Kamehameha Wave. The one thing that's obvious about Dragon Ball Z, whatever, charging, whatever, but the fight scenes and the stuff that goes on with it is amazing. It's wonderful, and you love it. The characters are lovable, just like in Cowboy Bebop, except it's a lot longer, so you got more content than Cowboy Bebop. And, you know what I'm saying? It's well known, so you can talk about it with people, unlike Cowboy Bebop.
All right. So.
Only the 3 of us know about Cowboy Bebop. Do you watch Cowboy Bebop?
I owned it.
You own it? So only 3 of us here know about Cowboy Bebop.
you didn't even
Not
ask me.
Trump, not Reggie. I know you.
All right, so we coming down to the end, so we're gonna judge it off that.
All right.
Okay, so Rob, you wanna go first?
I gotta go Bebop. And it's not even MTR loyalty. It's just,
I respect your decision.
I'm just Jet Black and he's Spike Spiegel, so I gotta go with it, man.
I feel you.
You said it was a Dragon Ball Z was a standard anime, right? And that was a standard answer you just gave from a standard individual. No, I'm just joking. No. Obviously, I'll go with Cowboy Bebop. I felt like his
You ain't
answers-
never seen it.
Hey, the reason he makes me want to see it.
You ain't never
He
seen
makes
it.
me want to see it. I
You
want
ain't
to
never
see
seen it. How you gonna go with something you ain't
it.
never
Dude,
seen?
you watch all this anime and you said Dragon Ball Z. All this anime.
My original one was actually Cowboy Bebop.
Hey, we both win this because we both know.
We both won it.
No,
The
there's only
amazingness
one
of Cowboy
winner
Bebop.
on the show.
Aw, why can't we all just be friends and everybody
Reggie's
wins?
a hater. Reggie's a hater.
On that note, thank you guys for coming out. You guys are awesome.
Thank you guys so much for
MTR,
having us.
This is Coplay. We're out. Rip Radio Network.
Yeah, man.
That was one of the funnest shows we've ever done.
Yo, that's.